Good morning, friends. My name is Venkatesh, and today we are going to look at two-phase method from linear programming problems of operational research subject. So the first point here is before we move on to any kind of equations and problem solving, here we are looking at a certain type of constraints and rules which must be followed before we get to solve the objective function. So for this two-phase method, we must always have minimization type of objective function, which means if we get a maximization type of objective function, we must convert it into minimization type of objective function. Next, we have constraints. So for constraints which are greater than or equal to type, we have to subtract the slack variable and add an artificial variable. Slack variable S1 and artificial variable A1. For the type which is less than or equal to, if we get that constraint, we have to add only slack variables. The two-phase method is known as two-phase because we have two phases, that is phase 1 and phase 2. So in phase 1 we will be following the algorithm of simplex method but with a revised objective function and apply it till it is optimality will be reached. At the end, if phase 1 will check if the optimization value is 0 in the table. If yes, then we will continue to phase 2. If not, we will conclude it as it does not have any optimal solution. In phase 2, when we find the optimal table, from there we will replace the original value of objective function. And okay, so now, and there is one condition, this is optimality condition. The optimality condition here for two-phase method is for all minimization problem, all Cj minus Zj must be greater than or equal to 0. If we don't get anything like that, which is value is greater than or equal to 0, then we have to keep repeating until we get the value Cj minus Zj is greater than or equal to 0. Here we are looking at the problem. Minimization of z equal to 10x1 plus 6x2 plus 2x3, which is subject to the constraints. So as previously I told you, we have minimization problems, so we don't have to convert it into minimization again. In case if we had got an maximization equation, then we had to convert it into minimization equation. So here we look at the constraint subject to first constraint is minus x1 plus x2 plus x3, which is greater than or equal to 1. The next constraint is 3x1 plus x2 minus x3, which is greater than or equal to 2. And we have the condition that x1, x2, x3, which is greater than or equal to 0. So when we look at the second point here, see, if we have for greater than or equal to type of constraints, we have to subtract slack variable and add artificial variable. If we had a less than or equal to type, we had to add only slack variable. So there was no artificial variable required. So we have only greater than or equal to. So what we are going to do is we are going to subtract both uh, slack variable and add artificial variable. So now what we are going to do is we are going to get the canonical form of the given equation, that is 10x1 plus 6x2 plus 2x3. So as you can see here, minus x1 plus x2 plus x3, we have to subtract s1, that is slack variable, and add artificial variable, which is equal to 1. The second constraint 3x1 plus x2 minus x3 minus s2, the slack variable, and a2, the artificial variable, which is equal to 2. And we have the condition x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, a1 and a2, which are greater than or equal to 0. So now we are going to add the values in the objective function. The objective function is 10x1 plus 6x2 plus 2x3. what we are going to do is we are going to add slack variables and artificial variables, that is 0s1 plus 0s2 plus a1 plus a2. So when we come here, we are considering the artificial variable of a1 and a2. So to form the canonical problem, we have to take only artificial variables value. So here we are only considering a1 plus a2. This is what is known as revised function, revised objective function. So we are looking at what it is subject to: minus x plus x2 plus x3 minus s1 plus a1 is equals to 1. 3x1 plus x2 minus x3 minus s2 plus a2 is equals to 2. x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, a1 and a2 are greater than or equal to 0. So with the information we got before, we are going to start the build initial simplex table. So we have different kind of things here: CJ value, basic variables and solutions, and we are considering the artificial variables and all those things. So what are the basic variables? The basic variables are x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, a1 and a2. These are the basic variables. For CJ, we will take all the values to be 0 except the artificial variables. Artificial variables will be considered as 1. Why? Because here we have considered in a revised objective function, we have considered only artificial variables and we have omitted all the other variables. That is the reason we are taking it like this. So now we are going to look at the constraints basic variables. The first one is a1. The first one is a1 and the second one is a2. Second one is a2. So now we have to fill all the values. We have the basic value, that is 1 and 1. See, here we have the values of x1, x2, x3, s1 and a1 and a2. So considering here we have to fill this row, we will consider the values of x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, a1 and a2. So what is the value of x1 is minus 1. X is plus 1, x is plus 1, s is minus 1. S2 we don't have any value, so we are considering it as 0. A1 is 1 and A2 we don't have any value, so we are considering it as 0. That is what I have substituted here, and which is equals to 1. The value has been put in here. And for the second row, what we are doing is we are doing the same thing from subject to the second constraint. We are considering this one. The value of x1 is 3, x2 is 1, x3 is minus 1, s1 is 0 because we don't have s1 variable, s2 is minus 1, and a1 it is 0 because we don't have any variable area a1 here, and a2 is 1. The solution is 2. That is what I have considered here. You can see 3, 1, minus 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 1 and is equals to 2. I hope you got this point. So how did I get the value of Zj here? So what we have to do is we have to multiply the CV with x, and then we have to add it with the variable which is below it. So what I'm telling is 1 plus 1 into minus 1 is minus 1 is minus 1 plus 1 into 3 is 3, which gives us 2. I hope you got the point. And for the second one, 1 into plus 1 is 1 plus 1 into plus 1 is 1, which gives us 2. So like this, similarly, we are completing the entire row. And 1 into plus 1 is 1 and 1 into plus 2 is 2. So that's why we got 3. So now we are going to look at Cj minus Zj values. Cj value is 0 and Zj minus is, we are going to minus is 0 minus 2 is minus 2. And again 0 minus 2 is 0, minus 2 is minus 2, and again 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus of minus 1 is equals to 1. 0 minus of minus 1 is equals to plus 1. 1 minus 1 equal 1 minus of minus 1 is 1 minus 1 is 0, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So now what I told is, I have told you previously that we have to get a optimality condition. What is the optimality condition? For all minimization problem, all Cj minus Zj should be greater than or equal to 0. Do we have it here? No. We have two negative variables, that is minus 2 and minus 2. So what we are going to do is, now we are going to go to iteration 1 to reach. Why are we going to this iteration? Because we have to reach the optimality stage. So now we have to get the key column and key element and key row. Out of the key row and key column, we will get the key element. So the most negative value is minus 2 or minus 2. So we can consider either of the things. I'm going to consider x1. So this is the key column. So to get the key row, what we are going to do is we are going to select the most positive thing. Which is the most positive thing, 1 or 2? The 2 is greater than 1. So this is the most positive thing. So what we are going to do is we are going to consider this row. So x1 is the key column, a2 is the key row, and 3 is the key element. So here we have x1 as the entering variable, a2 as the leaving variable, and 3 is the key element. So in the first iteration, again we are going to write all the basic variables, that is x1, x2, x3, s1 and s2. What happened is, why we don't include a2 is it is leaving variable, hence we are not going to include a2 here. So considering iteration 1, we have the entering variable x1. So x1 will play the role of row 3. So what is the value of x1? x1's value is 0. So we are going to take 0 here. So we have to get the new value. So new value will be getting by old value divided by the key element. What is the old value? Old value is 3. 3 divided by key element is 3, which will give us 1. Similarly, 1 divided by 3 is 1 by 3. Similarly, minus 1 divided by 3 is equals to minus 1 by 3. Similarly, 0 divided by 3 is equals to 0. And minus 1 divided by 3 is equals to minus 1 by 3. And 0 divided by 3, which is equals to 0. So considering for solution, we have 2 by 3. So now we are going to get the values of row 4. So how to get the value of row 4? We are considering A1, that is old value minus key column value into R3. What we are going to do is old value minus column value, key column value into R3. So minus 1, you can say it right, minus 1 into minus 1, row 3 value is 1, which will give us 0. So is what? Minus 1. We have minus 1. Minus of minus 1 plus 1, which will give us 0. So we have filled 0 here. So the old value is 1 and the key column value is minus 1. So 1 minus 1, for which we are going to multiply 1 by 3, which gives us 4 by 3. So what we have got is 4 by 3. In the same way, we are going to find values for all these things, including the solution. Now we are going to get the values of z0. So what we are going to do is 0 into 1 plus 1 into 0, which gives us 0. 0 into 1 by 3 is 0 plus 1 into 4 by 3, which gives us 4 by 3. Similarly, 0 into 1 minus 3 is 0 plus 1 into 2 by 3 is 2 by 3. Similarly, 0 into 0 is 0 plus 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. Similarly, we are going to fill this whole row, and now we are getting Cj minus Zj row. The Cj value is 0 minus 0 is 0. Again, we are getting Cj value 0 minus minus 4 by 3. We are getting minus 4 by 3. And we have Cj value 0 again, and we have Zj value 2 by 3, which gives us minus 2 by 3. Similarly, we have Cj value 0 and Zj value minus 1, which gives us plus 1. So like this we have filled this whole row. So now we are going to check the optimality condition for, as I said previously, for all minimization problems we have all Cj minus Zj greater than or equal to 0, but we do not have that condition satisfying here. We have only 0. We have two negative values. So what we should do is we should take key row and key column and consider a key element to go on to the iteration 2. So we have to decide which is the most negative column. So which one is the most negative column here? Minus 4 by 3. Minus 4 by 3 is the most negative column. So we are going to consider this column. So which is the most positive row here? Out of 2 by 3 and 5 by 3, we are going to consider maximum, most positive. So 5 by 3 is the most positive value. So this is the key row. The key row is A1 and X2 is the key column, for which we got 4 by 3. 4 by 3 is the key element. So X2 here is the entering variable and A1 is the leaving variable. So now we are going to move on to iteration. So here again similarly we are going to write all the basic variables x1, x2, x3. We have only s1 and s2 because previously we first at the first iteration, before the first iteration, what happened was we left the a2 was the leaving variable. Now a1 is the leaving variable. So in this table we are not going to consider either a1 or a2. So that is why we have only x1, x2, x3, s1 and s2 as the basic variables. So using the similar methods I told, we are going to fill in the rows of x2 and x1. That is, the old value must be considered here. That's why we had taken the key value by considering key elements. So we don't want a1 again. So all the coefficient values of these basic variables are 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0. On the iteration 2, we are going to get the new values for row 5 and row 6. So for row 5, x2 is the entering variable and a1 is the leaving variable. So we are going to get x2. So what is the x2's coefficient value? X2's coefficient value is 0. So we have written 0 here. So we are going to the previous iteration. So the old value divided by key element 0 divided by 4 by 3, and for the second one 4 by 3 divided by 4 by 3. For this one 2 by 3 divided by 4 by 3 minus 1 divided by 4 by 3. So we are going to fill it here. After that 5 by 4. How did we get 5 by 4? 5 by 3 divided by 4 by 3, which results in 5 by 4. So the row 6 is x1, which has the value 0. So the new value is old value minus key column value into R5. So what is, how we are considering here is old value into new the value, which gives us 0. Old value is 0. The key column value is 1 by 3, for which we will be writing 0. Similarly, we are going to fill all these things, and now we are going to get the value of zj. How we are going to get the value of zj? 0 into 0 is plus 0 into 1 is 0. 0 into 1 is 1 plus 0 into 0 is 0. Again 0 into 1 by 2 is 0 plus 0 into minus 1 by 2 is 0. So by using all these values we got zj rho is 0. Again we are going to consider zj minus zj. What is the cj value as 0? 0 minus 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So what was the optimality condition? The optimality condition was, for all minimization problems, we must get zj minus zj is greater than or equal to 0. So we have got it here. So hence we got this. Now we are going to move to phase 2. In the phase 2, we have to write the values which as it is from the optimal table which we got in iteration 2, except the CJ values. For CJ values, we will take it from the original minimization objective function. Okay, so we are writing x1, x2, x3, s1, s2 as the basic variables. How are we getting the values? CJ values are 10, 6, 2, 0 and 0. 10, 6, 2, 0 and 0. So we have x2 and x1 now. So x1 value is 10, so we're going to put 10. X2 value is 6, so we are going to put 6. So now we have to enter the old value of these x1 and x2 rows from the iteration 2 table to phase 2 table. x2 values are 0, 1, 1 by 2, minus 3 by 4, minus 1 by 4, 5 by 4. And x1 row values are 1, 0, minus 1 by 2, 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4, 1 by 4. So after writing all this, now we are going to get the values of zj. How we are going to get the value of zj? 6 into 0 plus 10 into 1 is 10. 6 into 1 is 6 plus 10 into 0 is 6. 6 into 1 by 2 plus 10 into 1 by minus 1 by 2 is minus 2. 6 into minus 3 by 4 plus 10 into 1 by 4 is minus 2. 6 into minus 1 by 4 plus 10 into minus 1 by 4 is minus 4. Similarly, we got the value for this one also. 6 into minus 5 by 4, 6 into plus 5 by 4 plus 10 into 1 by 4 is 10. Now we are going to derive the Cj minus Zj value using this formula. Cj is 10 minus 10, which is equals to 0. Cj value is 6 minus 6, which is equals to 0. 2 minus of minus 2, which is equal to 4. 0 minus of minus 2, which is equals to 2. 0 minus of minus 4, which gives us 4. So here we can see all the Cj minus Zj values are greater than or equal to 0, which tells us that the optimality condition is satisfied. So what values do we have here? We have values of x1 which is equals to 1 by 4, x2 which is equals to 5 by 4, x3 is 0. So what we have got as optimality is 10. So we are again considering it as 10. When we put the values here, substitute the values of x1, x2 and x3, we have to get minimization of z, should be equal to 10. Should be equal to 10. 10 into 1 by 4 plus 6, 5 by 4 plus 2 into 0. This will become 0. This will become no, 4 into again, and this will become 10 by 4. 10 by 4 plus 30 by 4 plus 0 is equals to 10. We have to reach 10. Again, here we will add these both values. 40 by 4, which is 4 ones are 4 tens are, we are going to 10 is equals to 10. So which proves, so after getting the objective function in the table form, we also cross-check with the equation. Thank you. This is all about two-phase method. I hope you guys understood everything what I thought.